9:39 is the time, and we are looking at a crawl here on the 80 approach to the lower deck of the Bay Bridge in San Francisco. The rest of the area here in San Francisco looks okay. The James Lick 101, not bad at all. But boy, the 80 approach is just very slow.
So you never know what you might find when you clean out the garage, bringing images of Antiques Roadshow to life here. Well, one man opened a century-old wooden crate, and he discovered a whole new chapter of maritime history right before his eyes, not to mention some pretty amazing pictures. KRON 4's Don Knapp has his story.
Oh, boy, if the original artist saw me doing that, he'd probably have a cow.
Steve Priske tears into the rigging of a classic sailing ship model with about as much zeal as he tears into West Coast maritime history.
And when this is done, it'll be completely refurbished and won't even recognize it.
He's talking about the model, but he could just as well be talking about the history books. 2 years ago, the lifetime professional model shipbuilder got a call asking if he was interested in 17 crates of photographs in an Oregon garage.
When I went up there, I expected I was going to find paper photographs, old faded out paper photographs. So I crack open the first crate and open up the top, and I couldn't believe it. I look inside, and here are stacks and stacks and stacks of glass plate negatives.
1,500 glass negatives. Many of people, but 1,000 were of West Coast sailing ships, of a class and size historians somehow missed or forgot or never even knew existed.
This is what's called a glass plate negative, or daguerreotype.
Sandwiched between the glass plates were paper notes describing each picture.
This is the four-masted schooner Polaris. She was sailing down the coast in 1914 and unfortunately ran aground on the Duxbury Reef, chain of reefs right outside of Bolinas.
Priske scanned the negatives, blew them up, and saw amazing detail. The Klickitat ran aground at Honolulu Point, Hawaii in 1910.
You can actually make out that there are some crew members still left on the Shipwright here.
The blow-up also reveals a distress signal, the American flag upside down.
But here's a perfect example of where a photographer's made his notes on the glass plate itself, and that's the photographer's name, Glazier.
These Oregonians drove their cars out on the sand to see the wreck of the Santa Clara.
When I look real closely, I realize, oh my gosh, these guys have snow chain tires on their back wheels.
But it wasn't the tiny details that triggered Priske's revolutionary discovery. It was the great big profiles of the hulls themselves. Clipper ship hulls, like that of the North Bend, aground in the Columbia River.
And folks, this is every bit a clipper ship design hull if I've ever seen one. Again, something that convention tells us did not exist or was not built on the West Coast.
But not a clipper ship traditionally.
Not a clipper ship by her rigging. Her rigging makes her a schooner.
The glass plates tell the stories of 65 5- and 6-masted blue water ships of sail, 200 to 266 feet long.
It's the hull design that makes the ship, because that's what's going to slip through the water. I was so astounded. 30 of these 65 ships I discovered have true clipper ship hulls to them.
In his research, Priske found one clipper hull rigged as a true clipper ship, the Western Shore. This portrait is owned by the descendants of the shipbuilder.
Western Shore was the fastest clipper ship in the world. She was the last clipper ship built in the world, and she was the only one built on the west coast of the United States.
The discovery of the glass plates changed Priske's life. He spent 2 years printing photos and researching and writing a book. In Santa Rosa, Don Knapp, KRON 4 News.